Good morning. Um, if you guys were here for the last stream, we're supposed to come over to parameter tracking and we're training on a new data set. But I decided to actually go ahead and just do the cropping and finding images and stuff on stream because I didn't want to open up the precedent to say, yeah, I'll just do this off stream and come back to it later, right? I feel like that's not necessarily the best way to go about things. So, what I'm gonna do is first and foremost, let's go ahead and cover my screen really quickly. Training data, no, documents here, yeah, generic. All right, so these are currently our photos for receivers, and we are simply gonna get 10 more. So let's go ahead and pop this over to the side, not send my OBS over there. And then we're gonna pop this over on one side as well. What the heck is going on? Let's try that. Let's try this. There we go. So process is simple, right? Uh, let's say 2025 NFL receiver pictures. And let's just vibe out for a bit. Hopefully this doesn't take too long and we can actually spend some time on the application itself. In the meantime, here we are. Uh, it's a really good cornerback picture, funnily enough. Stance or line of scrimmage. Here we are. This is better. We don't have it already, right? So let's go ahead and open image and new tab so we can kind of zoom out a bit. I'm going to assume these patterns, well, I'm going to assume these patterns won't be a problem. Nah, that's just messy and noisy data. Let's not do that. Um, this is this is good. All right, a good back angle view that we don't necessarily have already. Jeez. So we come here, pop open our snipping tool, boom, and we go ahead and save this over to our training data for receivers, and this is going to be rec 11. There. That's boop. All right, and you just do this 9 more times. Um, there is, a lot of different things we could be doing, of course, but for me, this kind of hits close to home because of how much time I spent in my life with sports and playing sports in general. We're actually going to use this as a cornerback as well. So let's go ahead and add this. Crop Gilmore. We're going to save this over to the cornerback uh, train data area as CB11. um, but yeah, so the majority of my life I played sports, and for me, everyone has that story of, whoa, if it wasn't for injuries, and you hear it so often, so constantly, day in and day out, to the point to where it's almost a given that anyone may have experienced that in their life. They have their dreams and aspirations to do, whatever it may have been. Um, but something outside of their control stopped them. But what you realize as time goes on and the more information you gain is that so much that was out of your control really wasn't. Let's look at this picture right here. Um, where am I? Okay. What if, hypothetically, the way he is planting is putting so much strain on his LCL here that it shouldn't even be a movement we do in sports? What if the stick should be more like he's sticking outside of his body to juke out the defender, right? What if the positioning of his knee should be more straight, right? And then maybe this over here needs to be back a couple inches. And then that would be considered a healthy maneuver to do on the field. And I'm curious to see if we can learn enough about, injury patterns in history to be able to get to the point to where we can say we know exactly what movements over the course of a season, over the course of someone's career, will end up with the highest probability of injury, will cause someone to have the highest probability of injury. Right? To be honest, I think realistically we're gonna need probably like 50 of each. um, so let's continue. Um, but yeah, so you get to that point where you say, um, something has to. Right, let's open image, new tab. Something has to give at a certain point. And for me, in my opinion, it's a bad crop. I'm curious on what it's gonna do with this because this is kind of in the crop as well. But I'm curious what it will do with the alignment in the back, how that will mess with the data at all. Um, we'll grab this cornerback as well while we're here. It's it's interesting. It's just interesting to think that there may possibly be a way to prevent injuries across all sports if we could just find the patterns that exist within uh, those sports what movement patterns are consistently shown to cause injuries, like a like with a calf injury. If you were to have a calf injury, then you are more likely. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Release. Ah, that's it right there. Yes. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So if I look for releases, then it's gonna put me at the line of scrimmage for each picture. So it makes it a lot easier to say, yep, this is what I'm looking for. All right, that's nice. Um, it's a good quarterback. So what I'm trying to say is, you know, the ability to find patterns in anything to me is what makes AI amazing. The ability to just be able to toss in data that you're like, I think this is all related, and say, show me how and where it is, to me is going to be able to change the world. So that's, I mean, that's really why I'm here. That's why I'm doing this in the first place, is to be able to learn how to use this tool, learn how to use AI to the best of my ability so that uh, we already have this. Learn how to use AI to the best of my ability so I can solve whatever problem comes up, in my opinion, right? So I can solve whatever situation that requires some, maybe a niche solution or thinking outside of the box, whatever whatever's actually happening or going on, right? Kind of just yapping right now, but what better time to when you have nothing else to do, right? Uh, let's see. I don't like that one. Do we have this one? We'll get both of them here. It's pretty good. Oop, I don't think we need Discord right now. Receiver. Right. And then quarterback. I was about to say we already have this. All right, let's get rid of that. That's unfortunate. Uh, it's kind of weird that there's just so far and few between uh, pictures. Ooh, this is nice. Nice above view. It's gonna be great for our training. This is really nice. We're just gonna take you right. Shoot. How do I get you by yourself? I can get the quarterback by himself for sure. I think. Yeah. I can get the quarterback by himself, so we'll go ahead and save that first. CB 14 we're on. And let's try to get this receiver if we can. I'm thinking something like right here. Yeah, that's not bad. It's not bad at all. Right. 18. Um, let's see. This looks good to me. Delete that. Really high quality. Shoot. Very nice. Receiver 18. We'll stop at 20. Just to say, okay, we've doubled our data. Wait, I forgot. Just to be able to say we doubled our data, and that got us to gives us some more leeway, room to work with. Um, save as cornerback. Cornerback 15. And I accidentally put this boy here. So this should be 19. That should be 18. Perfect. Yeah, whatever. It'll fix itself. What else? This looks good. Don't believe we have this. Yeah, we don't. See, it's kind of crazy to think, how many times, or, you get X amount of thousands of pictures. How do you know that it's not repeating, that you don't have the same data twice? This is our quarterback. And we're at 16 now for our cornerbacks. So we just need four more cornerback pictures, and then off we go. Um, this is this is really tiring. I'm not gonna lie. I could sit and learn about AI for, give me however long. It doesn't even matter. Like we can go all day, right? Um, but put me in a situation where I have to do something like this, mundane, over and over and over. You kind of start to lose me. I'm not gonna lie. Um, what else we got? Um, let's see here. This is in motion a bit, but it's close enough to the normal stance that I think it'll be beneficial as well. I wonder if I could just do this and paste it in there. No, I cannot. Uh, oh, that's nice. Since I already have so many pictures of, the full pictures of these images with the feet showing and everything, I'm okay having the feet cut off now because I think there's enough data to learn on the foot placement or just the knees. Like there's enough, right? You have enough information. I don't like the fact they're both Bears teams, right? I don't want them to learn, oh, if there's on the Bears, then it's a cornerback. But it is what it is. All right, that's enough Bears. Let's change the teams up a bit. Um, this looks good. Okay, so we have effectively doubled our training data. So now let's head over here and say we have batches of 5, iterate for x 100. We're working inside of the training data loader. And let's go 5 at a time. Uh, yeah, let's see. Let's see what happens here. Well, I have no model state. Let's start fresh. Nothing to load at this point. I'm gonna turn this into like a if it exists then, but if not, then just skip it, right? We're learning, we're learning, we're learning, we're learning. Getting better and better and better. Wonderful. And then now that we have this already situated, right, we should be able to then load. No need to update, just load it, run it again, and the number should be higher. Then we go ahead and, well, this should run again and end up at 75 since we didn't update the thing. Uh, yeah, okay. So what if we do update again? All right, so you end up around 75. Then we update this again. Right, it just got updated by the save dig. Then it pulls that down. Then we're training again. Then it updates it again. Train again. And we're ending up in the 90s. So now with this being said, what we want to do is come over to the validation data loader. We want to load the dictionary, but we don't want to mess with the weights at all. We just want to see the pure scores after being trained on everything. Um, what that looks like next, right? So 2, it's training off of it though. That's not what we want, right? It starts off missing, missing, and it's training each time. Okay. I do think we need also more validation data, at least 10, I'd say, for each. But Yeah, let's go ahead and get 10 for our validation error data. So, people we haven't seen before, pictures. I actually think this, dang, I think we have this in our training data, don't we? Yep, sure do. Sure do. Okay, so let's do this. Duplicate tab. Let's grab this bad boy over here. And what I'm gonna do here is just make sure that there's no duplicates as we continue. I'm gonna delete this side. All right, so you can't see it's gonna be on the screen, but I'm gonna be searching up on the left side stuff, and you'll see it pop up and populate as we go through. I'm just kind of trying to stop over here. Let's work on some truth tables. Um, let's see. Um, so we need wide receivers. So wide receivers, NFL stance. Let's not even say NFL, but just stance. All right. Let's see here. What the heck is going on? Oh, this is nice. Okay. I think something that may have been killing my search is putting in WR, right? Using WR instead of, so we come here and we're gonna say we want validation data to receivers. I'm gonna say WV1, just wide receiver validation one, WV2. I guess it'll be RV1, RV2, because I did receiver on the other side. So just keep that consistent. Yeah, these are good. These are really good actually. Let's see what I have here. I already have that one. This is the one that I'm looking at now. Don't have this one. RV3. I'm okay with this. RV4. This for my RV5. Do, 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 do. This for RV6. Shoot. Dang it. 6. RV7. While I'm here, because I keep coming across good cornerback ones, and I'm just skipping over it. Let me just, I might as well, right? Might as well while I'm here. CB4. And we're gonna change names to all these real quick. CB1, Okay. This looks good here. What I am happy about is it seems pretty easy to get consistently different looks between the positioning, the angles, etc., etc. V8. Then this comes with a cornerback as well, thankfully. We're gonna do this in the cornerback section. Plus CB5. Almost there, almost there, almost there. Jets. Do we have this already? I don't think we have the cornerback already. Yeah, we don't. That's good. File data, C6. Let's see here. This could work. All right. Get a nice little back view to validate RV9. Get a cornerback. CB7. I would rather be doing anything else at all right now. This works. Shoot. Supposed to do it through here. Okay. So we got 10 receivers in our training data or validation data now. So let's look specifically for cornerbacks. Let's see what we got here. I like it. I like this. I like this. There's a little bit of dynamicness in some of these pictures that I like because it's still close enough to the cornerback stance to where it's clearly should be able to recognize it's a cornerback. But I also wanted to have some leeway in what specific stance that's going to be. So that's why I'm okay with a bit more dynamic of a stance if need be. Uh, let's see. Um, maybe defensive back. I'm looking up cornerback right now. That might be the same issue. Yeah, I think defensive back is what I needed. It instantly gave me everything I was looking for. This is perfect. Um, CB8. Um, Let me make sure I'm not duplicating this as well. Uh, Here's our val data. Shoot. Yeah, I already have this. I don't have this. I have this already. Shoot. So, can't use that. Can't use this. Don't have. Don't have. Rest are good. Shoot. All right. One, three, four, five, six, seven. So we need two and an eight. This works. Um, let's see here. This is a good one. If I can get the crop right. Eight. This looks like a video game, low key. CB9. And let's wrap it up with CB10. All right, so we got the cornerback validation, we got the receiver validation. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have receivers 1 through 10. We have training data for the cornerbacks, receivers. We have the 20 for that. So now let's come here and let's see what we can do now. Let's see what we can do now. So first and foremost, what I would really like to do is handle the scoring after everything, honestly. I think to get it all scored and situated and then calculate is going to be a lot better, right? And then we want to we're working off the training data. Well, let's look at the validation data loader, right? And I want to stop it from training and just simply not try out the validation. Let's go five at a time for the batch. For each batch, we'll go five at a time. Let's see what happens. Did it load? Yes, it did. Okay. 60%. Okay. So that's a 60%. Let's say I have nothing to load, right? Let's say we go raw and we're just guessing, right? The model's just guessing essentially. But you end up with 60%. Is it just always 60%? Am I tweaking? 60%. That's strange. That doesn't make sense, if I'm being honest. Um, Alright, for X, range that. Let's try this. What's going on here? What's going on here? Does it just happen to be guessing wrong every single time? 20% is saying you're getting 1 out of 5. Alright, so we're here, we get 1 out of 5. It just keeps happening to get 1 out of 5. So, all right. So let's say that's the case right now, right? So we say, okay, that's fine. What we're gonna do is come to the training data loader. and have a batch of 5, and we're going to go ahead and actually do our training and create that file for ourselves. So now it's learning. I'll be honest, I think I want to do this like, let's run through this 1,000 times. Yeah. And I'm gonna grab some water real quick while that goes, and then we're gonna check the validation data loader afterwards. Okay, we're up to 86%. And you gotta remember, this 86% is coming from a place of we had to go through 0 to 50 to 60, 70, 80, whatever. So if I were to do this again and say, let's just do 100, it would pretty much be like 99%. No? What? Oh, I didn't load it. Okay. I was about to say there's zero. What I do like though, and what I find very interesting, is the fact I was quickly able to realize that um, something was wrong there because our data should have been trained by at this point to be able to handle. But again, is this trained on? Is this trained on the pictures we put through, or does it actually understand? Right. So that's where we're at now, and what we're gonna do to see. So we're gonna take away all this learning, right? And then we are going to swap to our training, our validation data loader. And we're going to do the same exact thing. We have batch of 5, range of 5, and we're going to get the scores. But, well, on the bright side, this was 20% before, right? So technically, it's better. Um, so I'm curious what would happen if I decided to, because I mean, we're saying, yeah, you're getting about 2, right? One, two, one, two. It's only the zeros that we seem to be getting right, though. Zero, zero. Even when I guess one. Am I getting any ones right? That's so strange. Zero, 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 zero. That's really interesting. Okay. Oh, nope. Huh. It's just strange to me that I'm getting 2 zeros right every single time. Let's see here. I have shuffle on. Or is that the issue? Should I take shuffle off? Shuffle false. I remember something about that being something to do with something. No, it doesn't turn anything. Let's see here. Training. We're working the validation loader. How does one know if this is due to lack of training data, or because, you know, like we said before, if I'm not loading the file, it's still 40%. Okay. Let's see. And now it's matching ones. It's just that's strange. That's very strange that it's working that way. When I say training data loader, it works this way. And it actually is missing heading, yada yada. Although I'm not even loading anything. There's something wrong with I think there's something wrong with the data itself. Validation data, validation dir. The validation dir is what? AI engineering, uh, val data. Okay, same concept. You have CB wide receiver. Where am I setting up the class? Oh, they already exist inside of here. Okay. Oh, I see. I see. I see. Hello. So we were grabbing chunks from the. Wait, no. I already. What? Okay, never mind. That's not. Was I messing with this at all this entire time? I don't remember. Yeah, you check my screen, but I think I was. I think I was changing that because now we come here, loading, and it's about 50%. Okay, but if we go to the training data, data loader, it's closer to 90%. But let's say we don't load and we go to the validation loader. We're at about. See, that's so weird, right? Am I crazy or why? What's the difference? Training, validation. We get here. Now let's. You're at 40. But then if you come here, you're still at 40, even if you load now. But if I do training, I get the different values in the 90s, right? But if I go back validation, it's still 40. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. You would imagine that you would imagine that there would be a difference, right? So let's see. Validation there. It score stays at 40%. Let's see here. Do this. Let's show this as well. Etc. Etc. I recreate the iterator every time. This creates a new iterator each loop. So next always returns the first batch again. Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, it is literally the same. Your val batch size. Okay, so I'm doing a lot of stuff wrong. Okay, let's go ahead and fix this up and try to see what's good now. So I'm recreating the iterator, but it's working for. That's interesting. Um, so what I think I want to do is I want to have two different functions for between my training, my normal training functions, and then have some type of validation function, right? And then depending on which one I call is what's actually gonna, and I could probably pass the epoch in through there for the validation loader. Honestly, I now that I have a deeper understanding of just the overarching structure of this, I kind of want to update this code, make it actually usable beyond just one block. So now we know what we're gonna do tomorrow. Let me close this because what the heck? All right. So day 20 is actually updating training sets, val, and validation and train. And day 21 tomorrow is going to be update code for frame first val functions. Just to make this easier on ourselves, right? And I think that's the best way to go about it. Or do we just do it right now? It really might not take that long. Let's go ahead and do it right now. Let's do it right now. It won't take that long. So we're gonna have a function of train model, and we're gonna want a function of validate or validate model. Right? And I don't see us needing to return anything necessarily. This is going to be here above for sure. And then first things first on model, I assume we want to say model.train, model to device, and then we want to load honestly just pretty much all this. All we already know this all works for the actual training of the model, so no need to get all fancy. Let's put like that. Move all of this over. Okay. So this is our train model function. And then we're going to want a validate model function, right? So you already have your batch. So we're going to say, it was saying we want to be in, this creates a new iterator each loop. So next always returns. Fix create the iterator once or loop normally. So we're saying just simply, well, first, no. You should be in a val mode plus no grad for validation. That's wrong for batch norm behavior. Use mode.eval, model.eval, and then with torch.noGrad because we're not going to calculate the gradients. Uh, X and validation loader. print XY. Okay. The reason we're doing that is, one second. The reason we're doing that, well, and then if name equals main, what are we doing? We are going to run validate model. And then 3, training.py, perfect, gives me the tensors. So then we're saying for this loop, x equals x dot to device. Let's just grab these. Boom. And then let's go ahead and handle the scoring as well. Let's see what happens. Correct. Where is that at? Here we are. We're gonna put this here so it's outside of the loop. And then now I should be able to update those variables inside of the model or inside of the function itself. So I get 60%. 40%, 40%. Okay, okay. So this is now working new classes each time, but I'm not loading the dictionary, or I'm not loading the model.eval. Try this. Still 40. Is it because I'm not sending the model to the device? Model equals model.toDevice. To device, actually. To device. Model.eval. Am I not? Cannot access local variable where it's not. True. True. Okay. Wait. Let's do this, maybe. Pass that model object inside. So that when I run this, I'm running it with model, maybe. Okay. But it's giving me the same first batch over and over again. So because it's giving me the same first batch over and over again. You're doing model.train during validation, that's wrong. So model.eval, correct total. We did that pretty much. With torch. Oh, hold on. This is different than what I was doing. Okay, so model to device first. And then I need to load the state of the dictionary. And then we want to run this. That's not necessarily changing anything. For XB, YB, send both to devices, logic equals XB. Yep, yep. That's pretty much what I have. But honestly, that's pretty much what I got. But let's see what happens if I just swap it out with what they got. And let's just get rid of all of this. Let's drop it. All right. Accuracy equals this. Percent, 40%, 40%. Let's go. I still feel like it's. I kind of like mine better because it actually let me see the predictions in each tensor. To me, it still looks like it's just doing the same first thing. So, what if I just suffer with it? Ah, I see. It still just ends up being 40%. Um, okay. This is the validation loader. Takes iteration. Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, I'm not really, I'm not really understanding right now at this moment what's going wrong. But hold on one sec, I'll be right back. All right. Yeah. So this is good. We got at least started on the code review and splitting it up into functions so we can work with it a bit differently. I'm pretty happy stopping here. And I think we can pick this up tomorrow, kind of figure out what's going wrong, how to work on this pipeline a bit better, make it a bit more readable. Not the code itself. Yes, make the code readable, but more so the results, what's happening, how should we track some common things, right? So that honestly is pretty much all I got today. We cracked an hour. So that's good. One thing I will say is, the consistency has been a lot easier. Just being able to come on and do everything. I mean, you know what they say, right? 20, what is it, 21 days to make a habit. We're at day 20, so one more day, this will become a true habit, and hopefully I'll be able to look back with all of y'all, 365 days from now, and be like, yeah, we've spent a year on just AI engineering, 365 hours or whatever, and keep going from there. 2 years, 3 years go by, be able to look back and say, I've spent X amount of time. I have 900 videos on AI engineering or 900 streams. It's inevitable, right? It's inevitable to become one of the best if you put it in that type of work. So I'm excited and I'm ready to keep going. So I appreciate y'all, and I hope y'all have a great rest of y'all day.